The hell? What the hell is this? Hey there, my people! Say hello! How are we all on this beautiful weekend day? I hope it's all grand and it's all green! If you've never seen my face before, once upon a time, a friend of mine had the nerve to tell me I knew nothing about musicals. She was right, but that's not the point. And now I'm on a mission to throw my growing knowledge in her face one day. So if you enjoy petty revenge and theater, I guess, this is the place for you. So browse around my reaction and review videos. You'll find a link up here. And if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button below and help me be popular. I'm gonna stop at some point. I can't believe the day's finally here. The Wicked trailer is out, and today I am reacting to it and over-analyzing every single frame, because that's what we do best here. See things where there's probably nothing. But as long as we're having a good time, I say bring on the delusion. Because, you know, reacting to a trailer and only seeing what's on the screen, I'm not that girl. Okay, that was the last one, I promise. Okay, I haven't even pressed play yet. We're only on the hat frame, and it already looks completely different. And I like that they were brave enough to change such an iconic piece of costume. I hope this is a pattern throughout the trailer. Be bold!
The best way to
the
bring
yellow bricks
together.
Okay. See, this is a smart thing to do.
Folks,
As soon as he says the best way to bring folks together, we have a shot of her separate from everyone else. This is good. This is the kind of symbolism that we want to see, because to me, it feels like, okay, you've done your homework. Plus, look at this train. It looks gorgeous. I love the mechanic bits here, which, again, iconic visual identity of the show. So, good job so far.
together
Cheers.
is to give them a real good
You're green.
Oh. Oh, look at that. I want to go back real quick because I feel like there is a shape pattern in the artwork as well. So if we go back to the shades frame, can you see those circular shapes on the green on the right and just to the left there? And then we have a very clear shot of her ring, which sort of looks like the same shape. And then we keep going and we see her glasses.
You're green.
Same thing again. And I'm sorry, but it's that sort of cohesiveness that makes me extremely happy. Because even if it doesn't mean anything to you, like consciously, unconsciously, your brain is going like, oh, this is very satisfying because I can see a pattern going on here. That attention to detail is very important to me, okay? That Fiero.
Something just takes over me.
Woo! Someone's angry. You know what, like, everyone knows I don't give a flying fig for Fiero, but this look is, it's working for him, isn't it? Just saying. The hell? What the hell is this? Where are they? Not that is beautiful, but this, it looks like a wedding. This is supposed to be Act 1, right? A bit confused on the timeline here, but if I had to bet, I would say this is a I'm Not That Girl shot. Unless they messed up the timeline. But that's my bet. It's I'm Not That Girl. Oh, look at the two of them. So cute. Wait, what? What? Okay. There's a lot going on here. How is Dorothy and the gang here? Dorothy only shows up in Act 2. And even then... Wait, what is the Wizard of Oz timeline? The storm brings Dorothy to Oz. She kills the Wicked Witch of the East, right? The house drops on her. And that's how she meets Elphaba for the first time. Because Elphaba's like, how dare you kill my sister? And then she gets the shoes and blah, blah, blah. But in the musical, they sort of changed that. Where Elphaba imprisons Dorothy. So technically she wouldn't have met the wizard before being imprisoned by Elphaba. Although the rest of the gang is already trying to get back to Elphaba for turning them into these creatures. I am so confused. But I'll say this, I really love that the mechanical face looks very, very similar to the stage version. That thing creeps me out so badly. Ooh, the broom! That is funny casting for the wizard.
It's the wizard who should be afraid of me.
Stop. They changed the riff. They changed the riff.
Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Is everyone talking about this? Because I feel like everyone should be talking about this. First of all, I'm actually really confused about the timeline here. Obviously, there's always opportunity for flashbacks or dream scenes, things that are happening inside characters' minds. That's the good thing about cinema as a medium, right? You have way more tools to play with and much more flexibility in terms of storytelling. So I'm sure everything will make sense plot-wise, or at least I hope so. But let's go back to the Dorothy frame for a second. So in the show, we do see the Wicked Witch of the East dead, right? Because we see her slippers underneath the house and everything. In all of the other instances where the Wizard of Oz was turned into a movie or a TV show or whatever, that's when Glinda takes the shoes, gives them to Dorothy, and then she goes off to try and find a way back home. It doesn't really make sense that she's meeting the wizard and he seems to be asking her to bring Elphaba to him. What? Unless he's talking about something else, I generally... Okay, I don't know how that's gonna work, but I'm very, very curious now. You know, it was kind of a long shot, but I was really hoping they would have gone with a slightly different visual identity from the usual, you know, Warner Brothers fantasy movie. Maybe I'm just traumatized because it looks like that awful movie with James Franco and Mila Kunis. But I do wish they would have been more adventurous with the artwork and made it look a little less childish. And don't get me wrong, the graphics look beautiful and the costumes, it really looks like they did an amazing job in all of the design departments. And again, they likely did a marketing research and built the concept based on the target audience, and I'm just being extremely selfish here, but I will keep my fingers crossed for we'll get the fluff in part 1 because things will go dark in part 2. That's what I'm hoping for. Obviously, we have barely anything to go off of, but every Elphaba line on this trailer sounded very soft and polite. We didn't see any of the edge besides the scene where she literally flies through a window. But I'm hoping this is just a matter of you haven't seen enough yet, because this is someone who's been set aside her entire life just for being different. Living a life like that, it's really hard to feel hopeful or optimistic about anything. All her life, she's seen the ugly side of the world. So the ugly emotions are the most familiar, and we need to see that. Especially because besides all of her life experience, she's also a very impulsive person. So I'm hoping these scenes are just like very early on in the build up to Defying Gravity, and that's why we can't see those emotions boiling up yet. But it's surprising to me that they haven't shown the other side of her, which is fine. It's a choice. I feel like this trailer, because it's the first one, it's mostly for exposition to just show us the main places, the main characters. We haven't seen Dr. Dillerman, and I am very afraid of the casting because they're keeping that suspiciously quiet. We do have that sweet moment where Glinda is sort of like leaning on Elphaba, which gives me hope that they will explore their relationship a little bit better. How two polar opposite people manage to create a bond and a connection, because in the end, we're not so different from anyone else. So I really love that tiny glimpse of hope for a more in-depth exploration of their dynamic. Really love the upgrade they gave to the broom. Looks stunning, much better than mine over there. For some reason, I'm quite excited about seeing Elphaba actually fly, go around Oz on a broom. Obviously, it's gonna look completely different from the stage version, which also has a magic in its own way. But to be fair, I feel like the build-up to that moment is probably even more relevant than the moment itself. That's how we learn about her motivations, about her morals, and it's Defying Gravity that sort of blends that all together to present a new Elphaba completely. For the whole of Act 1, we see her gathering the strength and learning to become the person that she will be from then on. And that's why a good build-up is so important, and why I'm so excited about seeing her actually fly in the movie. Because for that scene to have the impact that it should have, the build-up must be at least decent. Actually, I'm quite nervous about it now. Now let's talk about the green elephant in the room. That riff change. This is a sort of courage that I wanted to see in their visual identity as well. You were brave enough to go ahead and change one of the most famous riffs of musical theater of all times, but you still made the movie look like a generic fantasy children's movie. But that's my first impression, right? I have nothing else to go off of. It is very interesting, again, that the studio seem to really have absorbed the idea that musical movies should not be marketed as musical movies. But in this case, I kind of like what they did. It's a first trailer. They don't want to give away too much, and yet they managed to still give us one of the most important musical moments from the show. And not only that, they are telling us it's going to be different. So I sort of like that there is no other music in the trailer apart from that, because it turns all the attention into Defying Gravity and that iconic moment. So I'll cut them some slack here. I think it worked. If you ask me from this trailer alone, what did you like best? I'd say I like the script better than the direction so far. Obviously, again, this is me going off of a 1 minute trailer, so I could be extremely wrong. But I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping for something different visually, but I quite like the lines that they have in this trailer. Like the wizard going, the best way to bring people together is to give them a good common enemy. And then we have Madame Morrible going, once you learn to harness your emotions, the sky is the limit. And I really love that, because the sky is not really the limit for Alphaba, is it? And I really love it because it shows how she breaks all of the modes and constrictions that people put upon her. She invents herself as a person despite all of the prejudice and the disbelief, even the envy, right? Level of excitement, it didn't make me go mad. It's an okay trailer. So like I said before, it feels like a very expositionary trailer, which makes sense for a first trailer because you're giving the theater fans what they want to see by feeding them the main elements that are coming over from the stage to the screen. But you also get a lot of really nice shots. And again, they're not selling it as a musical. So it's also trying to sell it to a non-theater audience. I'm assuming the second trailer will be more aimed at one of those target audiences. And my money would be on the non-theater one because the theater fans are gonna watch it anyway, right? What did you guys think of the trailer? What were your favorite parts? What were the things that you didn't really love? Let me know in the comments. And did you enjoy this video? Then make sure to leave a like and your comments below. And I'll see you next time to conquer the world of musical theater. Oh my god, it's so bright. Keep singing.